Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil, episode 79.
Yes.
This is the show. Woo! This is the show where we take you behind the scenes here at Dwarven Forge, or in this case, in my attic workshop. Show you what we're working on, what we're thinking about, what we're up to. Mostly, we hang out for 2 hours, enjoy a frosty beverage. Do you have a frosty? Oh, great! and chit chat about all things tabletop gaming, terrain, other fun nerdery and nonsense. We want you to participate. Please ask us questions, interact. That's why we're here. Of course, there's also, you're more than welcome to just quietly lurk and hang out and watch, or sit and paint your minis while you listen to us in the background or whatnot. We got a potpourri tonight, right, Chris? What do we have going on?
Yeah, we got potpourri. One of my favorite words.
Can you spell it? Because I can't.
Yeah, Potpourri.
Oh, I'm impressed.
You think I don't watch Jeopardy?
We know what our You know what? Now we know what our secret word for the giveaway at the halfway point is.
Potpourri?
Well, unless we can top it.
You want to know the real reason why I know potpourri?
Were you in an ad where you had to spell it on camera?
No. That would have been a very very good thing. No, Harvest Moon 64. One of the girls you can marry.
What?
Was named Potpourri. It was spelled wrong because to make it more like a name, but that's honestly why I know that word when I was a child.
Does anybody know what he's talking about?
Harvest Moon 64.
Cool.
Possibly the best Harvest Moon game before Stardew Valley, which isn't really a Harvest Moon game. It's real good. You wouldn't like it.
Were Mario and Luigi in it? Okay. No.
Put Mario and Luigi in it.
Can Link break some urns in there and get some treasure out of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm in.
People are saying put my volume up a bit.
Oh.
People just want to hear the good word about Harvest Moon 64.
You know,
I think is what it is.
I moved the speakers, and that may be part of the thing. There, it turns out distance. How's that? Say something cool.
You moved the speakers further away? All right, that'll do it. At least one person knows what I was talking about with Harvest Moon, though. So yeah, there we go. Right. It's not the point of the stream.
Well, anyway, the point of the stream is we're gonna give something away at the halfway point. So hang out, yes. And then we're gonna give away some beans on our upcoming Cities Kickstarter for which is roughly September-ish something. So that'll happen probably near the end. So you have to stick with us if you can survive for 2 hours.
We're gonna we have a little bit of news to go over, so we'll do that first, and then we're gonna get into. I've got a list of like 6/7 topics. It's gonna be like a general Dwarven news day, basically, because we've got a lot of stuff cooking this year, and some of it always kind of gets pushed back as we focus on other specific things for episodes. So we're gonna do a bunch today.
What's the opposite of a retrospective? It's a futurespective. It's a
preview.
Yeah, but is there a spective, like a prognostispective or something, or like a I don't know.
It's why do you need a different word? We have a word.
I don't want. No, it's not a preview. We're talking about what's to come. We're not really. Are we previewing it? I don't know. Whatever. We're talking about what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anything that sounds like retrospective because retrospect is the base word.
Anyway.
Like, pre-spect isn't a word.
Circumspect.
Circumspect is an entirely different thing.
But I'm still using the spect as a bit. Anyway, we got some news. Let's go to the news. Are we ready for that?
Yeah. Just go to the news. Get us out of here. Prospective, people are saying.
Oh yeah, like a prospective. Oh wait, this is the news. News. Perspective.
Prospective seems different. Wait, so a prospector is digging around in the hills, though.
They're speculative. Like a prospectus is the thing the stock people give you to like. The chat knows, dude. You can't argue with them. They're smarter than all of us.
Yeah. I feel like we've been using that word wrong for a while then. I don't like it.
I use a lot of
Um,
words wrong. So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. First big thing's going on.
What's in the
Hey, if
news?
what's in the news? Well, we've got some Kickstarter news as usual. As hobbyists and as a company that makes our living off of Kickstarter, uh,
Nerds.
there's always cool Kickstarters to back. I know you guys like them. That's why you're here. Um, we, oh god,
Don't die on
we
air.
got a couple we want to talk about today. First, if you know our friends that make the ghost brushes, we had him on Hamster's Hobby Hang a while back when he was doing his ghost tiny brushes, little detail brushes. He's doing a set of brushes that is specifically made for painting terrain, and
Convenient.
knowing this guy's approach to them and all that, I think these are going to be really really good value. Um,
Yes. They're good value brushes.
there's only a couple hours left on it, and he's already unlocked all of his stretch goals, so you'll be getting the best deal you could possibly be getting right now. I think it literally like doubled the size of like the main pledge.
He usually gives you like a whole
Something
second
unlocked.
set of brushes if he breaks all the stretch goals, and they have, and it's awesome. And I use his brushes all the time and go through a lot of them. So get a couple of sets because you'll burn them if you shred. Like these are dry brushes for terrain and stuff like you're gonna shred through them. So it's exciting.
You guys should have had him on again. We should have, but
Yeah.
we've been so busy that a lot of stuff has been
Yes.
slipping through cracks. To the point of like, case in point, last month was our 2 year anniversary streaming,
Uh,
and last year for our 1 year anniversary, we did like that whole big thing. I did not have the time
did we
to
even
do.
say? Did we even say anything like
I
happy
don't even
birthday?
think I don't even think we said anything. Well, because I think the week that it was on my mind was the week that you got sick, so we ended up not
Mm.
streaming. And then by the next week, I'd forgotten because we had so much going on. Uh, we're extremely busy right now, which is largely what a lot
Woo!
of this episode is going to be about. Is just talking about all that stuff. But the point is, the ghost brushes. Dude makes incredibly useful brushes. I don't have mine here because they're actually at the office. I was using them to paint there. Um, but yeah, very very good. Let's check that out. Get in on that. The other big thing, you've heard us talk about them a couple times before, but we've got some friends over at Mearscape, and they're making basically an AR, a way to use AR to share like a dungeon that you've built with people, basically. It's an interesting pitch, and they've got our we're involved. They're gonna let you do it with our pieces, and they just opened their Kickstarter preview page. Uh, so it's not live yet, but it's going to be. So you can get signed up to get a notification. Uh, let's see.
It's pretty cool. They've partnered with Hero Forge and a bunch of mini companies and a couple terrain folks and whatever. So it's essentially making an AR version of all the analog stuff that you love, and you can build your dungeon in AR. They're working on a scanning mode, so you can build a Dwarven Forge dungeon, scan it, and then it'll convert it into this thing, and then people can play remotely and see the same dungeon like projected on their table, or they could do it at the same table. You could be sitting there, and then they could project it. You can control. There's lighting effects and POV and fog of war, and there's all sorts of really neat stuff. Also, just a fun way to sort of build with your Dwarven Forge virtually. Um, we're dreaming of being able to preview Kickstarter stuff in it, so we could give you like a taste of cities in it, so you could digitally kind of play with some of the pieces and get a sense for it and whatnot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. They've been working on it for a while, and they're super dedicated team and awesome into it. I'm excited to see where it all goes.
Somebody brought up a really good point. I actually did dress up for our anniversary last week, so I basically launched
Oh,
it in that capacity.
you
Um,
did you were looking sharp. It
that's
was
why I
good.
dressed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been editing that to make like the swamp unboxing video to go on the page, which is actually done now. I just need you to look through it and approve it, and then that's good. Uh, but yeah, so that's good. At least I did something, even if I didn't notice it. Uh,
I still don't know what you were dressed up for. I'm excited to find out
you'll
someday.
find out soon. I think at this rate, you'll find out next week.
Right around St.
Um,
Patrick's Day.
yes, that's what it's for.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. Other big thing. If you guys know Shad Ross,
Woo!
uh, long time backer, does a lot of just really really cool builds with our stuff. He's a fun Twitter follow. because he'll just post like just these wild builds every now and then. Uh, very good person to learn building techniques. Oh, building techniques from.
Building
This
and
is
lighting and he fog play and stuff. He's really into. He runs. I'm gonna say he has 2 games a week that he's running. He definitely has one then that he's doing builds for on a regular basis, and then second one whatever. He's just a great dude. Did a really fun build for the Hellscape build for Dwarven Forge Live, D&D Live, the other live show together. Slightly
he
smaller than this, but it was a thing, right?
yeah, he apparently did some building for a movie that's coming out on Netflix next month.
Well, so he Joe is a fan of his. He's done some builds for Joe for some of these live events and whatnot. Um, and Joe is in the movie. It's Benioff and Weiss, the guys from Game of Thrones, DB and Dan, whatever. I can't mix and I can't match the first names with the last names, but it's that some combination of those 4 names that form their 2 names. One of them's directing it, one of them's producing it, and Joe is in it. And it's a high school like comedy drama sort of thing, I think. But they play D&D, and those guys play in Joe's game, so they're all D&D players, and they're playing with Tom Morello and Kyle Newman and Vince Vaughn and all this whatever. So I'm hoping it's gonna be a pretty authentic D&D experience captured on camera. And to make it extra authentic, they had Joe's like, oh, we got to get Shad to come and build a thing and table. So Shad built like a just cool spiraling build out on the table. It looks really awesome. He was bouncing pictures from set. He's like, how's this look? Is there anything else we need? Like, where do we need more LEDs? What's that? And I'm like, throw a thing in the back, And it was like, it's really it's gonna be really cool. So that comes out.
I posted the link in chat. Shad posted the poster for the movie, and there's more info about it there and all that. That's just a cool thing. It'll be going to Netflix next month, and it should be exciting to see what that's all about.
I'm excited to see D&D on camera by D&D players. Like, see how, so hopefully it's not poking fun at D&D, but it can embrace the experience for what it really is.
It doesn't seem like it would take that tone. It's got a lot of people involved who I think would actually be insulted if it got the treatment it usually gets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, literally, the director and producer are play every week with Joe. So, like, and Joe's in it. So they all wanted to make it awesome. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see. Outside of that, and are they using our terrain in the movie? Like
Shad built a whole thing with DF stuff. It's Underdoom stuff spiraling into that. It's awesome. Like, it's He figured out you got the dimensions of the table and like did a thing that could leave room for their books, whatever, and then just try to dominate the table with as much DF as possible.
El Chrono Majo is wondering if the producers had to pay anything for showing Dwarven Forge, and if he's asking for a filmmaker friend.
They just flew Shad out with his 300 pounds of Dwarvenite. No, right. We're happy to and tell your producer your filmmaker friend that they're welcome to feature as much of our terrain as they'd like, preferably close-ups with nice light.
Yeah, and just slip the word Dwarven Forge in there at some point. Bonus points. We'll pay you if you can get them to say Ham Planet.
Stop.
Let's see. So that let's do some all the remaining stuff is basically Wildlands oriented. So let's dip into that. Wildlands shipping update. The Madrid Bridge container is safe. It is safe. I believe Tyler and Eric haven't gone to the warehouse to check on the stuff there yet, but they just need to do that, and then that stuff will start going out.
The best part about it is we didn't hear anything about this container forever, and like UPS at one point lost it. Things going. We were like, where is it gonna be okay? Is it gonna get there? Is where it showed up at I guess because they couldn't find the tracking info or whatever, it just showed up at the warehouse. And nobody said anything. They just they got it, they unpacked it, whatever. They didn't tell us that they'd gotten it. They Eric discovered he was trying to ship something out to everybody. He's like, why is there so much stock of this wild? He was like, wait a second, it doesn't. And he started adding up, and they just quietly got it and said nothing about it.
It was so funny because I remember it landed, and then at the meeting the next Monday, Jay was just like,
it's gone.
So this boat got there, and I went to the tracking number to try and get the container. and it's just gone. The tracking number isn't going to anything now. So like, what does that mean?
It's gone. And then it was just in the warehouse. And then like how like it just is a mystery. The whole boat is a cursed boat or something. But it's there. And it means
Yeah.
stuff is so we have mountain stuff and swamp stuff. So things are shipping like right now, things are shipping and you'll be getting bundles of both, right? So if you were like we were doing previously, we were doing sort of swamp, or we were doing forest and then mountain and swamp. So we ran out of mountain stuff because that missing container. So that's landed and the swamp is there. So now bundles of both swamp and mountain are going out together. So if you're in Canada, you're getting all that and whatever. Like it's moving fast now. All we're waiting on is the light puck and the couple of sets that are in that last container, I think.
Yeah. Basically, we have one more container and then the light puck container, and that's everything for North America.
Woo.
And then EU, the container for the EU sets is on the boat. It has not left the port yet. So I guess it is possible there's a world where they decide we're not going to leave and they take it off, but
Yeah.
it seems incredibly unlikely. Uh, we're officially on the boat.
So
So
Rabbit
hopefully it's going
Burner
out.
and Finley and everybody, they're like your stuff will be hopefully on the water any second now, and only have like 6 more weeks to go or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're hoping that we'll have answers and information about uh, the containers for like New Zealand and Australia and stuff like that. We're hoping we have news on that soon. We're going to be doing a Wildlands update next week that will cover all of the shipping developments, as well as sending a bunch of resources. Because we also have a bunch of stuff coming out, videos and PDFs and stuff.
Paint guides, build guides, adventure. Like we got a bunch of stuff coming out, and also important to note that this stuff, if you're not in North America or South America, if you're in if you're in EU or Asia or whatever, they're all this stuff is coming complete, right? So we're shipping it all in one fell swoop, so you'll get everything, including the light puck. In fact, folks in shipments going to Japan and China, you're going to get your light puck before anybody else in the world. That stuff should be there in like 3 weeks.
At this rate, it's actually looking like North America will get the light pack. We'll get the light puck stuff last.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't wait to.
Yeah.
We need to do a whole light puck episode. Is it Miles and
I'm,
Toby have
I'm
been
sure we will. We'll have Miles and or Toby on.
they've been going berserk.
And,
Like it's really fun and hypnotic. Also super cool that they can build these programs, put them up in the cloud. I can just download it right into the light puck and test it out. Say, oh yeah, this thing works. Tell you what, like it's awesome. You're gonna be able to download, and we're gonna be able to add more stuff and just upload it and give it and say, hey, there's new things in the thing in the cloud. You can download it, and people can share. You can make a cool program and share it on the Discord, and it's gonna be. That it is such a cool storytelling tool. Like we didn't even really scratch the surface during the Kickstarter because we didn't have a fully working thing yet. We're gonna do some cool stuff in cities with it now that we have it in hand, and we're like, okay, this is how. Like these are the strengths of this thing. It's awesome.
Yeah. And God, and just the fact that when we want to update it, instead of it being a thing that we have to do any production on, we can just make it and put it on the cloud, and then anybody can get the stuff for the new pieces.
We
Basically,
could show a couple of new programs later tonight because what the heck, we
awesome.
get time to kill.
Let's see. Other than that, the
charge.
swamp unboxing video should be out tomorrow. And then the mountains painting video is on track to be out on Friday, assuming things are good. The plan is to do the mountains painting video and PDF this week, and then the runes painting video and PDF next week. The mountains video and PDF will also cover Stone. It'll cover the waterfalls, and everything else that you get in the mountains. So it'll cover how to do the wood in the mountains and all that stuff.
Jam packed.
Yeah, I think the mountain is actually the longest one, just because we were like, we really need to do the waterfalls as part of this. We need to cover the Wider Stone. But yeah,
Is the nettle gorse in there?
what's that?
Is the nettle gorse in there?
No, that'll be in
and
the
Plants.
that'll be in the follow up companion that we're gonna work on once these videos are done. So yeah, we will cover the nettle gorse, but give us time.
Planet.
And then we've got and the other thing is Mountain Adventures are steadily moving towards completion, and the Forest Adventures are already out if you missed them. And actually, Teos, Alpha Stream, one of the writer of one of the adventures, actually posted a nifty article on his site that goes through basically how to take any of our modules. This includes Dungeon and Doom, Caverns Deep, or the Wildlands stuff that's coming out, and neat ways that you can work it into either your homebrew campaign or actual published like Wizards adventures. He talks about how to work some stuff into Lost Mines, stuff like that. It's very cool.
You know, he also talked about the design principles, like what we were trying to accomplish with the thing, and what, like, you know, it's a really kind of neat designer's diary of these adventures. And it's, I don't know, it's definitely it's a fun couple minute read. And maybe if you haven't, you might want to download some of these adventures and play them because they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go Teos. Woo.
Yeah. He just did that with like we had no idea, and it just came out. It's like, oh, this is a really cool resource.
Well, you know, he did write on all of them, so you know he is advertising himself also, but he should be because he's
to go like above and beyond and like do something like that as well. Like,
well, he's a very good designer and a really smart guy and a great gamer and just like, you know, it's
and just very enthusiastic about it too. I guess it's the main thing. Like he really just like loves doing this.
He loves this. He lives for this. He's like, yeah, like many of us.
Dragos, yeah, the Basilisk stats are out. All the monsters and plants and some other things have stats. If you go to our site under the resources tab, we put out the Wildlands like stat PDF last year, I think, around November, I think.
Yeah.
So that is available on the site if you go to the resources tab.
There's some cool stuff. Wyvern, Basilisk, all the plants.
You can also dig through if you're having trouble finding it, you can also dig through the Wildlands updates. I'd look around November. We'll have them there. And that should be all of the news, I believe.
Woo!
Even though the rest of this episode is basically news, but it's just more involved news.
It's our prospectus. They are coming.
We're going to start prospecting.
Our Q2 deep dive into the future.
Basically.
Our dark divinations of what is to come. Where do we start? What is to come? What's going on?
Like conventions is probably the easiest thing to knock out right off the bat. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to conventions.
We're going to conventions again this year. We've got 2 booked right now. The first is Adepticon, which is going to be the end of this month. I think it's the 23rd through the 27th of March, I believe. This is like right outside Chicago. So if you're in that area,
you should know you're going. You should figure out when it is.
Yeah, but I just do what the people tell me to. I don't like make the plans. I'll go when they show up at my door and tell me it's time to go.
Is that how travel works? Yeah.
Yeah, me, Mace, and Hamster will be going to that. It's our first time doing a war game convention instead of a more RPG focused convention. So that'll be fun.
Booth 803.
Yeah. We're gonna be it's been fun. Like it's mostly been Hamster doing like the lifting on like what should we bring to the convention and stuff like that. Like what should we build? Because this is like his sweet spot. So we're figuring out what it means to be at a war game convention versus an RPG convention. See how that goes. Meet some new people. Talk to a set of gamers that we haven't had a chance to talk to very much. It should be a really fun experience.
We'll have.
We are going to have some war game setups at our booth. I don't think we've got a table outside of the booth. I don't think we have the staff for it, but we are going to have some stuff you can interact with at our booth. Is the plan.
Hey, Rabbit, we're it's not going to happen this year, but I'll bet some money that we're going to go to UK Games Expo next year. So next June.
Andrew Kell was saying there's one we should go to. I can't remember what it is. There's one in Germany that's really big that he keeps wanting us to go to. But, the world exploded.
Turns out.
Yeah.
But next year.
Yeah.
So
Spiel. That's it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the convention.
It's the convention. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we
Essen? Okay, people changing their minds. Whatever,
It's
we'll figure
Essen
it out.
Spiel. It's
Essence
in
Spiel.
Essen. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Stefan is going to be at GaryCon as well. He's running a couple games. I think he's doing a couple events there.
Yes.
If you follow him on Twitter, I'm sure he'll have his schedule there. Uh, Nobody else from the company is going to be there. It's just Stefan.
He
We don't have the resources to send people.
he's
But
also hey, also Mirrorscape is going to be there with the AR. They'll demo their AR technology. It's pretty cool building a digital dungeon and then projecting it up on your table and seeing it with your laptop and then like your iPad and then like wandering around the table and seeing it. It's pretty cool. Um he's also going to be he's going to have a film crew following him around. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I don't know what's all is afoot, but he said he's hired some folks to film him, and so you might end up on in something if you go to Gary Cod and track down Stefan. He's up to semantics. I don't know what we'll see what it turns into, but it'll be
yeah.
lively. I promise you that.
And then outside of that, we're booked for Gen Con, right? Like we
We
are
are we
definitely,
are we are firm a firm go. We are
and we're gonna have a lot more people at Gen Con than we're gonna have at Adepticon. That should be a little bit. We're gonna be pretty close to our next Kickstarter at that point, so I'm sure we're gonna have some fun stuff to show off.
we're
Some
gonna
more
have a
previews.
sick city preview build. We're gonna
Yeah.
have like a segment. So we'll have essentially we're not selling anything. All we're doing is big build and handing out postcards and handing out free whatever. We're gonna hand out some. You get a free piece of terrain if you come show up and sign up for our mailing list. But you guys are probably already on our mailing list, so you just say, "Hey, I'm on the mailing list," and we'll give you a free thing. We'll shake hands and shake your babies and all that good stuff, and we will. Is that's how it works, right, Chris? You haven't been to Adepticon yet, so you'll see. You're gonna be shaking a lot of babies. You're gonna be,
Kiss the hand and shake the
yeah.
baby.
They make you watch a video in the hospital about not shaking a baby before you're allowed to leave with your baby.
There's
It's it's a
there
fact.
there's a game. It's like a Cooking Mama spin-off game. It's like Babysitting Mama, something like that. And they give you like a stuffed baby, and there's a hole in the back for you to put the Wiimote in. It's a Wii game, and
Wiimote. Okay.
they use like the gyro sensors in the Wiimote to detect like what you're doing. And so you're supposed to like rock the baby and like burp it and stuff like that. But
Nope.
if you shake it, it goes no no no, don't shake the baby, and it's very funny.
Babies can't talk, but anyway, uh, we're gonna be so. And also, with Jenga, we'll have some reliquaries prototypes there because those are theoretically hit the web store
Oh yeah.
November if all goes well. We'll have some Wildlands stuff there. I don't know. We have like 8 of us there or something. There'll be a bunch of us there. Postcards. I don't know what else. But come if you are coming. I don't want to encourage people to come out and join the crowd if they weren't planning on doing any. But if you are going to be at Gen Con, come see us. We'll be at our
Yeah.
usual same old spot, wherever it is, like 1301 or something.
And then I think that's all that we have like definitely booked,
PAX,
right? But
we're penciled in PAX Unplugged, and I think we've like no reason
I'm
not
really
to.
happy about
Yeah.
that. Me, Toby, Ray, and Tyler kind of scouted Unplugged out last year, and it was a really cool experience. I think I'm excited for us to actually like be there.
I love that convention.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. And then we'll be at PAX East next year, and who knows what else. The dream
Yeah.
next year is we expand out. We do PAX East, assuming Adepticon's good. Go back to Adepticon, do UK Games Expo, do Gen Con, and do Essen. That's the aggressive. Hit some European conventions also. So we'll see how it all pans out. Let's get through this year first. We're in, what month is it? March. So we got time.
Oh yeah, it's March currently, so we've got time.
Yeah.
We'll see how DevCon goes. We'll see how Gen Con goes. I think that we're at least like I don't know. I was like really impressed like when we were unplugged, like how good they were about making sure everything was like still safe and
It's
everybody. came
It's
out of it
really
fine.
good. The enforcers and the whole system,
Yeah,
the vibe, the crowd, the whole. I love the unplugged or the Paxes, Paxi, Paxin,
something like that. Paxi.
Paxin,
I like
Paxin.
Paxi. Paxi sounds better. Mexico was wondering about news on Wildlands in the web store. We're putting it in when the backers have their stuff. It's looking like late May at the earliest, but it depends on if there's any other like delays in shipping or anything like that.
Should we take bets on June?
I think June is like the super safe bet,
Yeah.
and then like late May is like if everything goes like perfectly, late May is awesome. But I think June is like the safe bet.
Should we take
Yeah,
bets on early May? Who wants to take that one?
not early May. No way it's gonna be early May.
No, not the way. Not not the way shipping has just been. It's been really hard. Eric has no
Yeah,
hair left to pull out, but he would have pulled it all out at this point. He's like,
yeah. Cool. Let's see.
it is going to be amazing to have Wildlands like fully fulfilled and done and in the web store. Like,
Yeah. Well, this thing has been such a Herculean like undertaking. Turns out, doing your by far largest Kickstarter in the middle of a pandemic and global shipping crisis is very stressful.
aggressive maneuvering. We're
We really should have done something smaller.
nope. That's not That's not how we roll. We dream big and build small, as the tagline for the Dwarvenaut tells you. Really.
What are the bets for reliquaries? We're on
November.
pace to like
I'm
match
betting
our
November.
match the date that we set in the Kickstarter, right?
Yep.
We're on pace for November.
Here's the only thing right now that is delaying reliquaries. Who wants to do it? Nobody's gonna guess. I want to say the only thing
I
that's
know what it is.
yeah. We are tooling and casting 11 pieces for the new cities Kickstarter in advance of the Kickstarter, so that the system there's some building we have this biscuit system to join the floors and this new thing with the corner posts. So we're casting this a bunch of corner posts and floors, 11 different pieces, several hundred of each, tooling them in metal and casting them in Dwarvenite. So that's actually gonna be a little hiccup. Not huge. It's it's a month or something or 3 weeks. But I think we would probably deliver reliquaries early were it not for that. But we kind of can't we're not gonna be able to actually build and demo the city stuff correctly if we don't make these things in Dwarvenite, because the biscuit system really requires them to be very precisely tooled and finished and in order to work. And same thing with the corner posts. Like the original city system, we were holding those corner posts on with museum wax, which is just an absolute nightmare. And it was like building and rebuilding things. It was just like, it was so ponderous to build stuff. And we have some plans to sort of aggressively build and rebuild sort of every day and do a bunch of stuff. So we have to have functional pieces to do that. So we're gonna do those bits. But I think we're right now we're on track to be on time despite that. And would be early probably if we weren't doing that. But also, it's not on a boat yet, so anything could happen. I don't know.
It could be we finish all the stuff and then it takes 2 months for it to actually get on a boat.
Yeah.
The way that shipping is right now, it's
Or I don't know, the boat could like lose a bunch of containers at sea and then limp its rest of the way across the journey, or I don't know. There's
no, that doesn't seem possible.
nah. Or it could just sort of mysteriously show up at the warehouse without anybody telling us and sit there for a week without us knowing. Things could happen. But so far, looking good.
Let's see.
Is that all?
Can we see biscuit system again, please?
Yes. Yeah. Not right now. We'll do it again.
Again.
I gotta remember where I put the biscuits.
Let's go through the other stuff first.
Yeah.
We are planning on. I got quiet again. Apparently.
I didn't change anything.
I don't know.
And let's see. Speak from your diaphragm. Get it?
Well, other people are saying it's perfect. Who's to say? Let's see. But yeah, we are planning to. Oh my God. Yeah, the way that we've been giving you guys cities beans and updates every now and then, as we move forward, I'm actually gonna start sending out some of those beans in email and like do like some hype emails over time, and kind of coincide it with the streams that we do here. and try to just involve as many people in like that excitement as possible.
And that is we have a schedule for that too,
Yeah,
right? That is
very exciting.
what is the schedule again?
My mic is literally right.
And
I cannot get closer to this
I
mic.
didn't touch the sound. Like it's been the same. When are we doing that? It's the last Wednesday of every month is going to be city
It's
extravaganza.
looking like we'll probably block out the last Wednesday of every month. Yeah. Um, and we'll see what happens. And then when we get like close to the Kickstarter, it'll probably be like every week is a cities thing because we're going to be at the point where we're just constantly building, and that's the only thing on our mind. Um, but heading up to it, I'm getting so many mixed messages. I'm gonna. It's all good.
You might want to reevaluate this relationship, Chris.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah. So probably in like a couple of weeks. Well, actually, wait. We're gonna have. Oh, I think we might only have one. I think we only have one more on the Anvil this month.
Oh yeah, I'm off. I'm on spring break. Woo!
Yeah,
Oh
you're
wait,
on
no, no.
spring
I'll be
break the
around.
following week, and
I'll
then
be around next.
I'm at Adepticon the week
Oh.
after. Unless somebody does the on the Anvil with you from the office. The problem is the 3 people in the office who stream are the 3 that are going to be at Adepticon.
I'm gonna get Eli to call in from Vermont in this like shaky, stuttery internet that doesn't work, and in his robot voice. And the best part about Eli's internet is just so terrible. He's in the middle. He's basically at the Canadian border. And like we'll have these meetings, and it's a cool audio dropouts where he'll and then he's doing it again, and it's like it's just these speed warps with his voice, and it's just like cracks me up every time because if he saying this like detailed, like really thoughtful thing, and then it sounds like he's on ether, and then it goes back into a thing, all right, robot voice, and it's just like I don't know, it's just delightful. So I kind of want to share that with the world, but I don't think that's realistic.
Yeah. We'll have somebody else get on the stream with you for Adepticon week, so we can still do it then. We'll just have Tyler or somebody do it. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We gotta do somebody that's not gonna show you up. It's gonna be like
Who could?
yeah.
Let's see. Let's get into another topic. Another on the topic of me being replaced.
I don't know
Let's see.
where.
Got this. We can talk about the stuff around this big restock coming in.
Man,
It's the end of the year. Let's talk about that.
I put the biscuits somewhere really safe while I was moving everything, so I wouldn't lose them, and I don't know where that really safe place is. But I do have. What?
Isn't that always how it goes? When you've got that kind of chaotic creative mind.
Oh. I hide stuff from myself all the time.
Yeah, anything being organized, actually, yeah. We will talk a little bit about Underdoom today when we get to the restocking topic, actually. But first, let's talk about this restock that's coming up. As you know, well, some of you might know, this restock coming in is going to involve one, bringing a lot of core sets and other big stuff like docks, the LED lantern posts, a lot of stuff like that. Going to be coming into store, along with some new Hellscape sets. We kind of the way that Hellscape works, because it is its own unique casting color. It is harder for the factory to do a little bit of Hellscape mixed in with a bunch of other stuff. So we were like, well, we want to get Hellscape and Caverns Core. Why don't we just go super hard and do like a big real Hellscape restock and make a couple new packs, so that we can just do a bunch of stuff in this one production run.
Could you say
and
we went?
So we're making the Caverns Core, Advanced Caverns Core, and the Natural Bridge all in Hellscape for the first time, which involves a lot of new walls and floors being in Hellscape for the first time, and kind of makes it an actual. You've actually got bread and butter to like build out caverns with.
Could you say we went ham planet on it?
We were pretty hand planted on it.
Well, and we also restocked some of the the magma rivers are coming in, and do we do the stalagmites? Or, I don't know. We did a few of the sets from Hellscape, plus these new ones, plus the core. Like it's a really robust. Like we now have a good collection of pieces. Particularly as you were saying, like we didn't have in the original Hellscape Kickstarter, there wasn't a ton of plain building pieces, right? There was a lot of this.
I feel like because of how much Hellscape scope got limited, because we were doing the smaller Kickstarter thing, I think it made it so that it made it difficult to build things outside of the actual encounters in the Kickstarter. And it made the remaining stock in the store kind of hard to do much with. So getting these basic building blocks in that will complement the Hellscape specific stuff while also giving you the ability to just make plain caverns out of Hellscape like very easily. I think this is really kind of a soft relaunch of Hellscape that's going to make the whole biome more accessible. I'm really excited about it.
Why did that camera just go out again? I don't know. I like it's been
Did the
sitting there
battery come
doing. No, it's. I think it's overheating, which is weird because it's not doing anything. It's been sitting there.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I was gonna show the.
Oh,
It's up.
there we go.
Right, we had all these like. Oh, okay. It wants to sit out for a bit. This is not good. But
Do you have a webcam set up there for it, like an overheat?
yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Is that...
Better than nothing.
Right, we had a bunch of these things, big, cool magma bits, but not a ton of just like basic bread and butter building bits. So now we have the core and the advanced core and the natural bridge and those. Like it's. I'm so excited. We filled. Oh, it's a whole tray. Do I have enough room? I could put a. Well, I don't know. We'll keep going. Keep going. Oh,
Yeah. So with that, one of the things we really wanted to do. We've talked about this a couple times this year. We really want to use the bundling system that we have. Like ever since we updated the store, we have the ability to make these bundles now, and so we really want to use those bundles as a way to kind of create encounters or packs that are really good starting points for people, along with offering like a gift card to make it to kind of reward you or incentivize like kind of making that larger purchase and jumping in. And so with Hellscape coming in, with this being like the Hellscape restock we're going to do for who knows how long, we designed basically three bundles for it that kind of reflect and do the job that the three encounters in the Kickstarter did, but in quantities and using existing sets that mean that it's easier to have in stock.
restockable.
Yeah, something we can actually restock and made up of the core pieces. So we've got one that's basically all sculpted floors, one that is based around negative space, and one that is about incorporating magma rivers into a room. And we've been trying to figure out exactly what to do with these, because another thing that happened, we had, if you remember during the stream, we didn't entirely know what the prices were on the new pieces yet, and so we tried to guess high.
Oh boy,
and we still actually undershot it.
Well, we didn't realize what we were. We didn't have all the variables in the equation.
Yeah.
It turns out I guess the factory underbid initially, and then we're now finally are just like, listen, this is what we really should charge, because this painting, this casting material, right? It's in this kind of semi-translucent or milky yellow color. It's a real pain for them to do, and then the painting is the hardest painting on anything we've done, because you have to mask in white all the areas you don't want translucent, and then paint into the details, and then paint black on the top and whatever. It's like really involved. So the prices are it's really high. It's really high. Like we're it's finally caught up with us, and we had no idea what we were getting into.
Yeah. So, our initial plans for those bundles kind of got blown up for that, because we were like, then it became a thing of like, okay, we want to work all these new sets into these bundles, but we also want to try and keep the prices on these down to something that is still fairly accessible. It's made it a very fun new challenge of kind of mixing the old and the new sets try and keep it balanced. And I think what we're looking at now is kind of a test sample that we were building out a couple
This is
weeks
what
ago.
this is what we built on. So I have my my modular desktops here. So this is literally the thing we left. This is at the end of the episode. I just took it and stowed it in one of these shelves, and I can pull it back out and whatever. So this is what we built today with. It was an advanced core, a core, a door set, and a floor pack.
The new cavern floor pack, or the new lava floor pack.
Oh yeah, there's also a floor pack too that's new. Did we mention that in the? Yeah,
it's like a reconfiguration of the. It's like replacing the other lava floor pack that there was.
But so this is so now that we have prices, we gotta rejigger. I was gonna let's see if this camera will work now. I was gonna look at for anybody that hasn't seen. So what makes this hellscape stuff amazing besides the sculpting and the painting is the illumination. Right, we can do with our light panels. Come on, big money, big money.
Doesn't read as well on webcam, but is what it is.
Oh, well, we have okay. While we have something.
Hey, it's working.
All right, so that's pretty good there. Let's lock that. So then, if you put it on a light panel and illuminate it out, like glowing, turns out glowing lava just looks awesome. It looks really cool on the table. I should put a different piece up front. It looks really good on the table, and it looks really good with fog on it. It's just like. There's nothing else. The magic of like illuminating that thing up, it really is it's stunning. But it's also that's expensive. So
yeah. So I wanted to run these bundle options. I was playing around with it and trying to keep prices in mind and everything, and I wanted to run them by you guys and see how you felt about stuff.
Yeah, we need some feedback. And you should the core set, right? So a Cavern's core set is what 114, and then Underdoom painted. And Underdoom it's 121. In Ice it's 121, I think. Painted in Hellscape it's going to be like $200. And that's under what it should be, but that's what we're like we can't charge more than that. It's yeah. So like that's for an example of how steep the pricing is. So what is that? So with these new prices in mind, put some stuff together. What do we have? We got 3. The first one is like the core bundle, right?
Yeah. And I sent you pictures of all of them if you wanted to.
Oh, that would be
throw them up. The first one is meant to be a sculpted floors bundle that is kind of an introduction into. So basically, what we're doing with these bundles is I'm trying to work in one of those like newer sets because it has the higher prices, and combine it with some of the lower price sets to make something that kind of offsets it. So for this first bundle, it's a Sculpted Forest bundle. It's a one of the new Hellscape Caverns cores mixed with a lava core pieces set and the Infernal Cave door to make it like kind of an interest.
It's a core. It's a core bundle.
Yeah, it's a core bundle. It's basically just like to make a way to get into the Hellscape as well as make a new cavern that also does have lava on it.
Hang on, let me actually pull those. Let me pull these pieces. Let me go, and I'm going to turn this camera off for a sec to save save heat. Go to the overhead. Let me go to triple overhead.
Yeah.
So hang on. So it's got its core, which is the straight, the curve, the floor, the 4x4s with a lava drip.
Yeah, it's the 4 kind of big lava pieces that are all 4x4, or I think it's 3. Yeah, it's the big corner.
It's 3.
It's the straight wall, and then it's the open 4x4 floor.
So then the only thing I need to know is in the advanced. What's the advanced core lineup? I think I have all these pieces. I'm just going to pull all those pieces out, and I should have. Oh, and I have to pull a floor pack out of here too. So advanced has 2 diagonals in it. Am I gonna say? You want to read
Yeah,
out
the
the?
advanced has 2 of the diagonal walls.
Yep. Got this. Got this. Got this. It's
How
got all
should
the little
you?
one bys. It's got a pair of swells.
Yeah.
Does it have the
Is it-
freestanding? Oh, this is from the door, isn't it? Right. Okay. This is good. Passage walls. It has. What else does it have that overlaps with the regular caverns core?
What do you mean with regular?
Or just read me out the read me the composition on the that thing.
Okay, we can also I did send you.
I'll pull the picture up and then I'll also gather these and we can see actually all the pieces arrayed out.
Okay. Oh my! Why are you starting to freeze up? Hang on.
It got the same
Yeah,
itis.
my browser started freezing up for some reason.
It got the same thing that the
It's great timing.
the camera has here.
Yeah, my browser is just not wanting to cooperate currently. Hang on.
Well, you know what? The chat is pretty good this way.
Yeah. Any idea when these are available to buy? April next month.
Yeah, do we have?
All be here.
Do we know if the second did the second boat? The second. Do we have a date on the second? Because it's in 2 batches, 2 different boats. Do we know what the date on the second boat is?
Not yet currently. I believe it went out only a couple days later, so it shouldn't be
Oh, awesome!
terribly far behind.
That's awesome.
So I think that those restocks will end up being combined, which would be nice because the Hellscape stuff got split up between those 2 boats.
Yeah. Awkward.
Yeah. Is clear overnight similarly expensive? No. So the reason this casting color is so rough is because it's mixing clear with color as well. It's like a very specific, particular blend.
The finest overnight blend known to man.
Yeah. Which makes it really, really cool. And so that's kind of the way that we're trying to look at it. We're trying to look at it is okay, this is the stuff that you don't need as much of it, but it makes such a striking impression when it hits the table.
Oh, it's awesome.
And it's this is the thing that you need just a little bit of to make just super memorable boss encounters, really cool kind of climactic builds, that sort of thing. Okay, Advanced Caverns Core I've got up.
Okay, read me out.
It's got the corner entrance.
Yep.
2 of the 1x1 straight walls.
Yep.
2 convex corners.
Yep.
The 4x4 convex curve.
Yep.
2 swell walls right.
Yep.
2 1x1 corners.
Yep.
1 of each of the rising walls.
Yep.
4 1x1 floors.
Yep.
4 1x2 floors.
Yep.
2 diagonal walls.
Yep.
4 corner fill stalagmites.
Really?
Yeah.
Are the lava drips or corner fill? Huh.
Or I guess it'd be the lava drips, but
It's 4 lava drips?
I'm just reading the yeah.
Okay.
It'd be the lava drips and the 2 outside standing walls.
Okay, got it. All right, so then how about the new floor pack? I just have to pull that out and we're good. We got...
I don't think we have the new floor pack in any of the bundles.
I know, it's in... we were building with it. I need to pull it out of this.
You need to pull it out of there.
I'm reverse engineering. So I got... try to get all these things out so we can see what we got. What's in that one?
There's the 2 Lemur pits.
Yep.
I don't have the composition for the thing that isn't in the store yet up here.
It's 2 Lemures, 2 steps. I think it's 2 of everything.
I think it's 2 of all the floors, yeah.
And then 4 of the flat, maybe? I'm not sure how many of the regular flatty. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know how many flat floors. I'm going to call it 4?
Something like that. We'll figure it out if something looks wrong.
Well, let's see if these pieces look good. All right. So meanwhile, let me pull up... So then this is the collection of pieces that it comes with. We got one...
yeah.
Big old bum. All right, and then we got a picture. What'd you build here?
Yeah.
Where can I find said picture? Oh, here we go. I
What are we looking at now? I'm not sure.
it's that bundle. This is a
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, all right.
it's a
Um,
core. It's a magma core and a regular caverns core in Hellscape, conceptually.
yeah. So are we showing them the?
Conceptually, if my
I sent you one of each. Yeah. You remember how to put images in the? Okay, there we go. No, that's the overhead. There we go. Cool. All right. So what we're looking at here, this is the layout that I came up with uh for this bundle. As you can see, like I made the entrance just kind of this down on the bottom right, just kind of a way to get in, and it kind of leads out into this open cavern with the infernal cave door to go further in at the end. And so this is cavern's core plus a lava core plus the infernal cave door, and this should come out to 278. Going off of the store pricing, and then with the gift card, that's probably I would ask. What would we usually do? 10% or?
you about yeah. But
Yeah.
what I like about this is it's all the pieces you need to build, like, just just any basic, I don't know, a huge variety of Hellscape stuff. Like it's all the good stuff, all the bread and butter.
Yeah. I don't know the unpainted prices off the top of my head. Um, and we don't have the pedestal of pain coming in this restock. No.
Correct.
Let's see. And this isn't so. Also to clarify, this isn't existing sets going up in price. This is new sets that we're making. So they didn't have grandfathered prices from the Kickstarter. So this isn't existing sets getting a price increase. The core set and the advanced core set and the caverns floor or the lava floor set and the natural bridge are all new sets that just got new prices and that just got like their first prices in this production run, basically.
Yeah. Generally, we get grandfathered prices. Once we have the stuff, it's grandfathered for a while, but there'll be a little increase. And it'll sneak its way up, but generally that price won't go up for a while.
Yeah.
Although we are getting to the point where they're starting to raise they've raised the price on almost all the sets, and we haven't raised them yet in the store. And at some point soon, we're gonna have to actually start raising some of these. But
yeah, and of course, unpainted will be cheaper. Like lava core currently. Let's see.
So, I guess the first question is: does this seem like a good collection of pieces?
Yeah. So the lava core pieces that are in this, the painted is $53 and the unpainted is $25. So I imagine that the unpainted version will be considerably cheaper. Why are we so opposed to raising our prices? We don't like raising prices on people. Unfortunately, our production costs do get higher.
Turns out.
The price, yeah. So the price on this encounter, again, all of this together, painted, what you're looking at right now would be $278. Let's see. Good core for sub 300.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like if you want a fun toolbox of fiery magma pieces, here's your one-stop shop.
People are saying that for under 300, this feels like a good starter set. So the thing to keep in mind, when I was like making these, I also was trying to keep it around 300 as like the target because I wanted it to be that you can get all three of the bundles together for under 1,000. Was the main thing I wanted to do. So the other two are over 300, but not by a lot.
And this is the most kind of multiple-y one, right? This is friendly in multiples, in that it's it's all core bits, including that the door, the infernal door is just such a useful, neat piece. It was like putting that in there just gives you a way in no matter what, which is pretty cool.
Because the Hellscape Advanced Core, no, this is the regular core, the lava core pieces, and then the Infernal Cave Door pack. The Advanced Core is in the next bundle. Do we want to switch over to that?
What is play? Hold on a second.
This is the negative space one.
Oh, it does not read.
Yeah, let's try this first.
No, it doesn't read, huh? I gotta move a camera. I gotta the thing.
I'm trying to play all the new sets. Maybe we'll do a bundle of all the. Let's see. So the new sets would be Core, Advanced Core, Natural Bridge, and the Lava Floor pack.
Yeah. What's the scenario? Why just the new pack? Do you have a bunch?
If they got a bunch of stuff from Hellscape and they just want to get the new stuff, basically. The thing that's tricky about it is we can't do a thing where it's only the new sculpts because we can't break them out of the existing bundle. Yeah. And so like these new configurations, the bridge is all entirely new pieces. The lava floor pack I think is actually existing pieces, but just in a new configuration. I don't think there's any new pieces in that.
Well, it's got the rising whatever stepped floor, this thing.
Oh, is the step floor new?
Yeah. Well, it's okay. New in Hellscape color.
Yeah.
Also, I think the Party Box Junior is new in Hellscape color too.
Yeah, the whole floor is new.
Yeah, so that that's
also in the core set.
Yeah.
But the core and advanced core both have a number of new floors and walls. Let's see.
Look how fun these this glowing who doesn't want it? It's almost too hot on camera. Like it blows out.
The best part about Unpainted Hellscape is you can paint it as Underdoom.
Ha!
I'd love to see the Underdoom lava core pieces. I guess you can make them slime, actually. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that they would do to this pack? Does this feel like the right kind of core? Like, just get your bread and butter. If you want to, go wild, you get 2 of these, and you have everything.
Get your bread and butter here.
Yeah.
Mayor of Funky Town says they painted theirs as slime.
Cool.
So that's good.
Well, that's how they became the mayor.
Yeah. Let's see. And it is also giveaway time. I can get that going.
All right.
When do you want to move?
Yeah, I'll go to the next one. I just wanted to see how much I could build with. It's a good bundle of pieces. I'll tell you what. If you bought Encounter 1, 2, or 3, or all 3 of them from Hellscape, this pack is exactly what you need to add to it. Right? It's mostly playable space with a couple of flashy magma pits. It's the ideal expansion to those pieces you already have.
Are we doing potpourri as the giveaway word?
Right? That's the word on the street.
All right, we're doing potpourri. POTPOURRI. If you want a chance to win the $50 gift card for the Dwarven Forge store, it's available to anybody digitally. Does not matter which country you live in. We can do this gift card for anyone.
Did I mention how impressed I am that you can spell that? It's just really that word. I can't spell that word.
I'm a big words guy.
I love words. I just like to use them wrong.
Just a really big words guy. And while we're doing that,
says Mr. Prospectus over here.
I really want to make sure we get through.
Yeah.
Kind of showing this whole offer.
It's a lot of pieces.
Yeah. A lot of pieces, yeah. I just want to get through it so that we still have time to do the other stuff as well, and we can kind of show people the whole picture of what we're looking at. Let's see. Wordle. The word is Wordle. Right. So that's what Encounter 1 is looking like. Encounter 2 is a negative space bundle.
Oh, negative space. This picture you sent seems cropped.
Definitely wasn't. Oh, that is it not letting you resize that at all?
Maybe I can. Yeah, no.
It's definitely bigger than that.
That's the full. That's everything I got.
It's not even showing you.
No.
What? Let me check. Okay, hang on. Let me send you. Why didn't this go through right? Okay,
Don't know.
hang on.
This one's a little
Um,
harder to look at because it's a mix of uh, regular caverns pieces and this.
yeah. So the reason for is it this? It's this. Got it. Okay, that should do it. Right. So we're looking at here. The ones that are in the standard caverns. So this is because we didn't have the pieces on hand. The advanced caverns core and the natural bridge here are in standard caverns paint, but this would all be Hellscape naturally.
Well,
Uh,
funny story.
I just sent you the good picture. That should work.
We didn't get we didn't get the new the natural bridge. We don't have.
Yeah. So what we're looking at here, this is a negative space bundle. This has the new Hellscape Natural Bridge, the Hellscape Advanced Caverns core, and it has both a pack of lava banks and the large banks. So it has both of the bank packs, the advanced core, and a natural bridge. And this comes out to $345. Um,
And if you attach it, if you combine it with the core bundle, then you're really in business. Or combine it with a terrain tray, right? You have enough bread and butter pieces to actually make a whole thing around with cool negative space in between or whatever.
Currently, it doesn't include the lava trays. The main thing with trays is we're wondering if it makes sense to include those in the bundles, or say like here's another like add-on you can get if you want the trays, or if you just want to drop them on your own mats, or if you already have trays or whatever. And then as you can see, the pieces behind it there are pieces that are left over, so there's still three banks left over and a couple walls and floors from the advanced builder. um,
I
and the idea here basically is to give you all the tools that will let you do any negative space build. So you're going to have both of the banks packs, which is a lot of banks coverage. um,
so large
oh my god.
large banks, small banks, plus the bridge, plus the advanced core. And the reason the advanced core is in there is because there's the 2x3 piece in the bridge pack. So the advanced core has the 2x1 floor and the 1x1 floor, so you can get that situated in with your other stuff. And then this combines nicely with the core pack that we just looked at, because that core bundle doesn't have the advanced, so this gets you the advanced plus the banks. And my thought was to put the magma phantasmal filters in here because they're really right. That pack is like $8 or something, and it would give you something negative space you could put down. And then if you have the light packs, the light panels, those things glow like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Where
Somebody brought it. Uh, Jade Kine brought up an interesting point. If this stuff is all available in ice, could it be offered in that theme too? Not currently, but potentially in the future, maybe. Are these the same banks compositions that are in ice, or does Hellscape have its own banks composition?
did we ever do the large banks in ice?
I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
It's out of the scope of this conversation, but we'll have to look into it. And so the thing here, I capped off in the bottom right there. You can see I capped off that exit that could be a secondary exit with some 1x1s to kind of make it an enclosed thing. And so, yeah, the one downside of this bundle is you don't have a ton of floors. But I like the idea of this being a thing where you have to go get something off on this island in the middle there, and you get trapped in a fight like on the bridge or in there. So it's just a very physical fight with potential of being pushed down into the lava or being able to knock other things into the lava. And then the jumpy stone is there, just in case you want to try and get across without using the bridge.
Well,
Um,
question is, I guess, do people, is this appealing? Like, do people already have a bunch of is it annoying to bundle up the bridge with the banks? I mean, it seems like a logical thing to do if you don't have any of the stuff. If you do have the stuff, is it annoying to get more banks to get the bridge, or not? Because it has two new packs. It has the advanced core and the bridge, but then it has two existing packs. Is that an okay mix, or is that irksome?
and the natural bridge. So what Taloraine's asking, the natural bridge will be available on its own.
All this,
Everything,
all these,
yeah, everything here is made up of packs that will be available in the store. These are just bundles of those packs into basically like a pseudo encounter that will come with a gift card for like as a thank you for like buying it in bulk, basically. Um, so this is 4 sets. This is a Banks pack, a large Banks pack, the Natural Bridge, and the Advanced Caverns core. So it's got 2 of the new Hellscape packs with 2 of the older Hellscape packs, basically. Um, and so yeah, the price on that is $345. Um, let's see.
What are people's feelings on this one?
And we're trying to, and these bundles in particular, we've also been talking about other bundles that we will get to after these, but the goal for these 3 bundles we're talking about right now is basically to provide entry points into getting all of your basic pieces for Hellscape. We have some other stuff we will talk about after we get through this that are more aimed at people who already have Hellscape stuff. But yeah. So I guess that's the main thing. Like, does this feel like a good encounter bundle, a good companion to the other? Because the other thing is, I also want all 3 of these bundles to feel like they can go together and kind of build out into a large thing, or be like a 3 encounter adventure if you string them along.
Well, that's the ultimate toolbox too. Like you then have everything.
Y'all should get some 40K picks on Hellscape for the Wargamers. It looks super good. We'd love to do 40K, but we're also very afraid of getting sued if we use 40K.
Turns out.
Other war games, though, absolutely. Does this one include a lava passage? It's the Advanced Caverns core, so it has the...
No passage. It has 2 passage walls.
Corner thing. Let's move to the 3rd and just show like what the final bundle would be. Let's see. So the final bundle would be about magma rivers, and this is the thing where we've actually had the most kind of debate and back and forth. What this is a magma river pack and the magma river features pack and a Hellscape Caverns core to kind of make a room that is got magma running through it, and this would come out to $322 painted. And I've used almost everything here. I think there's just that one wall left over that you see off to the side.
Do you have the picture of the 2 river no wall one?
So I didn't make a build for it just because it doesn't really make a room. So the other thing we were debating is it better to not have this and instead just have a Magma River bundle that is 2 of the Magma River pack and the Magma River features, and that would come out to about 186. And that would be a thing where it's like, this is all the rivers you could need, basically.
It's kind of the equivalent of it's a new Magma Rivers mega pack, basically. It's got a bunch of straights. There's 1 waterfall, 1 out, and then all the straights and curves you could kind of want. I was thinking I have it over here, but I only have a single. And it's a lower price point. Basically, my qualms with putting another core in one of these is then if you're trying to put them all together, like, I don't want them. You could get the core bundle plus this bundle if it just had Magma Rivers and not be redundant on the core pieces if you didn't need them, because it raises it $200 versus, but it doesn't build anything on its own. So is it better to have it as like a Rivers Mega Pack bundle, or is it better to have it as a River thing that builds something? Or do you combine, or you say, hey, get it's like the Magma River Mega Pack, combine it with a core set or this core bundle or whatnot.
And then my thing there is it's tough because like on one hand it's like just having like the Magma River Mega Pack bundle basically would be a more cost-effective way to just get the rivers.
Yeah.
But it also wouldn't make a complete room. So I guess that's my thing. Or is the answer to have both?
But it doesn't need to build a room, right? Because these are toolboxes for people to get the stuff that they want with a bonus gift card, and it's like it's a neat thing to add to your sets. Or if you got Hellscape but you didn't get Encounter 3 and don't have any rivers, it's like a way to bundle them all up and get one mega thing with a bonus card.
I guess the main thing for me with repeating the core in here is, to me, that's fine, because if you put if you get all 3 of the bundles, basically, that means you have 2 cavern cores and an advanced core, and that feels like you would have, because we don't offer the mega core in
Right.
Hellscape. And
Yeah.
so it feels like if you get all three of these bundles, you should have so much bread and butter that you should be just completely covered in Hellscape outside of like maybe getting a volcano, maybe getting
Honestly, you're gonna want another core at that point too. Like if because the negative space, like negative space bundle, if you actually want to build something out that's big with that negative space bundle, plus all the rivers, plus all the whatever, like you're really gonna end up needing even more bread and butter pieces, like to fully utilize all the stuff. I think there's so much gravy, but
so I guess the answer is should we is the answer there's both are valid and we should do both, or is it just not worth doing this room?
should we get a kitten?
Yeah,
Did you
that's,
just
that's
ask
a
the
good
internet?
point.
Should you do this?
That's a good point. Uh, let's see. Um, Something to feel like you're getting the Kickstarter. I wish it was there when that happened. Yeah, so I guess that's the thing. Is it if you are a new person who is coming in and doesn't have any Hellscape, is it more appealing to you to see three rooms like this that go together, or is it more appealing to have two rooms and then a third that's like, here's more magma rivers, and then if you combine this with the other sets, you can then make a full room out of it,
Well,
but you can't make like all three
but it's
in a
hard.
row if you wanted to like connect them.
It's hard to call the negative space one a room, though. If it doesn't come with negative space, it doesn't really like.
If it
It's
doesn't come with a
borderline.
trace.
It's not quite complete as is, right? Like it's. I don't know. It's hard to figure out what's the best way to present this to new people. Like what's gonna make it clear. Like, hey, here's some good ways to start, and here's some things that you could make.
None of us have the Hellscape core set. That is fair. But I guess it's the thing. We have people here who both have Hellscape and don't have Hellscape, so it's interesting
Yeah.
hearing.
But none of them
perspectives
have the
from both.
core set because it doesn't exist.
Yeah. I have no Hellscape except for the gate, so I like the core options that come with one and three. Rooms make more sense as an entry point. Finley says it depends on whether you're trying to sell to existing collectors or offer things to new people who will want a
Yeah.
full room or encounter. Vegas says do whatever is most easy to understand.
Well, what's most easy to understand?
Need a room bundle and a negative space bundle. I want a cool river with banks. There was somebody earlier who said that they would prefer that the rivers and banks were in a pack together.
Oh, geez.
I think the question there would be,
It-
do the banks and river compositions actually line up in a way where they cleanly work together?
They do. It takes a lot of work to get them to play together. Not a lot of work. You use that spill out piece to feed into the banks thing, but then you also need some. What are you putting in the negative space? And then here's the whole other thing is illumination, right? Are we, we got to figure out how many light panels to go under each thing and give people recommendations on that, and that's a whole nother animal.
Ilian says they'd rather have an easy way to build a long river.
That's the bigger mega pack is
The
all
big
about
river's
the long
having
river.
but would that also just be a thing that we can offer separately?
Well, all of it can be offered separately.
That's fair.
Yeah.
1 and 2 bundles are really solid. Yeah, it just comes down to. I feel like 3 is where it splits between. I think that's the split between people who already have Hellscape and people who don't, and also I guess their philosophy as buyers as well. 2 smaller river / bank packs make a bigger river. Maybe.
Well, except the problem, you'd have to get. You don't really need more than one features pack. You need more of the regular rivers pack to build longer rivers. So you don't need more. More lava falls and lava exits don't make a longer river so much as.
Is the answer then to actually not make the mega pack 2 rivers and a features and just make it 3 rivers?
No, because you need the features because it doesn't do anything by itself. There's no way to get in or out of a room.
Right, but then you can just tap on the features pack as an addition, like.
But that defeats the
separate
point of the
purchase.
features pack. Like,
I suppose.
I mean, the reality is with building with this stuff, if you have two rivers packs and a features pack, it's gonna be you need a lot of pieces to fill around that. Like that's a lot of linear feet of river. Like it is.
I'm gonna roll the
Oh
giveaway
yeah,
in
yeah.
30 seconds. If you have not typed
Potpourri.
potpourri in chat, type it in now. Potpourri. If you haven't already typed it, we have over 100 people in, so a bunch of you already did.
Woo!
But I'm gonna roll in 30 seconds. Yeah. Are they
Potpourri.
bundling light panels? So that's another thing. We currently aren't bundling the light panels because we want it to be optional, right?
Well, and we have new light panel packs. So we have a single driver pack, and then we have double expansion packs with two. So you can it's easier to get the amount of light panels you need. So it would be a recommended, this is recommended with 3 light panels. This is, and however many, riser pack or whatever. This is recommended with 5 panels and a riser pack, whatever. Yeah. Although we may have to bundle up the light panels and risers, but I don't know. And sell this as a separate bundle. It's a mess. Like,
yeah, this has been keeping me up at night. This has been a lot of figuring out how to package this. Has been a lot. All right, and then what we give away right now.
It's a challenge. Drum roll.
2118. Congratulations.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna whisper you real quick to get your info, and we'll keep this going. Let's see. So let's see.
I'm gonna move this thing.
I do think the idea of doing the phantasmal filters instead of terrain trays for encounter 2 is interesting because people are less likely to have those.
Well, and they're cheap. Like they don't raise the price a lot. They look great alone. You don't need anything to make them look good. And then if you want to illuminate the whole thing, you already have. Oh, I unplugged it. You have you have everything you need to illuminate it and make it look killer on the table. So
yeah, I think you need direction on who you're trying to serve with the bundles. As a lot of the feedback's going to be self-serving. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's maybe the answer is instead of trying to make the bundle serve both, it's what else would we need to do outside of these to serve
humans?
Because maybe the idea of maybe a bundle of just the new packs would be useful specifically for people who already have Hellscape. We need to figure out what does that look like. Because that would be pretty spendy. I think that would be.
What would be pretty spendy?
Doing a bundle of just the new packs, I think would come out around. I think it would be
$1,000.
It would be close to 500 to do a core and an advanced core, and a natural bridge
and a floor
and
pack.
Floor. It would be over 400 at least, I think.
I mean,
then it would come with a hefty gift card.
So maybe that would be
$500 worth doing.
Yeah, maybe the just the new stuff bundle.
Yeah, we could call it Hellscape Reborn or something. it's like the bundle.
Reignited.
Yeah. Hellscape Reignited is that's way better than Reborn. Hellscape Reignited is very good.
Too fast, too Hellscape, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we. Do you think we move on from this conversation?
Yes. Let's go to the next. Where are we?
If you guys have any other thoughts about it, feel free to hit me up in the Discord. Go to the suggestions. What about just new sculpts pack? You got to know. Well,
we can't.
What if we did a bundle that was just the 4 new reconfigurations?
We can do new packs. We can't just do the new sculpts.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because the new sculpts are in packs. Like we can't break the packs up. They're bundled and shipped and.
But basically, I wanted to check in with you guys, show you what we were thinking, and get your general feedback. Because it's something we talked about before, and especially with us kind of getting hit with that pricing change. Just wanted to kind of get your read on things because we haven't done something like this specifically where it feels like we're kind of relaunching a product in the store. Yeah, let's move on from that because somebody actually asked a question that will segue nicely into another topic we want to cover tonight, asking if we're going to give burrows the same treatment as other packs.
Yes.
So let's talk about reconfigurations.
I actually have a half finished burrows core pack sitting at the studio. Burrows is not going to happen for a little bit, but it is on our radar of we'd love to reconfigure that line and kind of make a core and a couple of easier to get add-on packs. But before that, we have the bread and butter. We have Donjons.
Yeah, we have some updates to the dungeon reconfigurations that we wanted to show you guys today. Um,
So
but yeah,
we're
so burrows are becoming after this, but
so
never
what
mind.
what we're we did it with caverns. Was it last year? The year before? I don't know. Where we made hell packs, core packs with the greatest. We took made a greatest hits of sort of our best caverns pieces from original caverns plus caverns deep. We remastered some of those pieces, made these core packs, and they're awesome, right? It gives you everything you need. It's the best of the great assortment. Those packs are fantastic. So, but we've been dying to do it with the dungeons. So, to that end, there were a handful of pieces, 6 pieces or something, that we wanted to remaster from our original dungeons to add an anchor magnet and sort of clean up the edges, do a little bits of cleanup. So those pieces are all but one of them are finished, and they're gonna go into tooling shortly, and we're gonna have some new dungeon core megas, which are gonna have the new bits, and then probably new dungeon advanced core. This is for both classic and vaulted, and then, as well as trying to restock some of the existing sets, some of the favorites that are out there, and maybe reconfiguring a few other ones that weren't quite working, wherever. But trying to actually get a good lineup of our dungeon sets in the store, like in stock, and like, hey, here's a bunch of options. Like, ideally, we're gonna have the starter dungeon, the core set, the vaulted core set, the classic core set, the vaulted mega, the classic mega, the advanced core vaulted, the advanced core classic, as well as just all the basics you need, passages, traps, whatever, and have sort of all that in stock, and have a bunch of, not only here's where you start, but here are the next step sets that make sense. So we're kind of excited. We're getting close to having that kind of sorted out. Chuck's been doing a bunch of heavy lifting. Tyler's been going through all the old stuff that we have, and what are the pieces that are hard to get, right? Are there Dungeon and Doom pieces that were kind of buried, or there are pieces that we did later that should be in here, and whatever. So we're bundling all this stuff, trying to get stuff together. And it's probably going to happen in a couple of waves. It's probably at least 2 waves, because it's a bunch of sets trying to do. But let's look at the new pieces. So where did I put that freezer tray? How did I just lose? I literally just had this in front of me.
Did you displace it for the hellscape or something?
Yeah. All right. I gotta see. Is that camera on? Yeah. All right. So. All right. We've got the first one that was. Anybody know what this guy is? The old anybody like any fans of Diagonal Walls out there? I've heard maybe 1 or 2 people like Diagonal Walls. Is that
Wait,
is that
this
a thing?
diagonal wall's not vaulted.
No, this is the old school, the OG Diagonal Wall from KS1. So well intentioned, this wall had a few issues. So this guy, do I have another regular straight old wall? Well, it's just a secret door wall. All right, so this guy was pretty narrow. Can you see how thin it is? It's not the actual 3/8 inch thick wall I cannot find the camera. There you go. Right, so it was too thin, which is kind of annoying. And then number 2, it didn't line up. It was a little shy, a little short where it should be. So when you try to do a long diagonal run, you got like arrow slits. It was an ill-fated wall. So when we did the Dungeon of Doom, we made that diagonal wall nice and beefy, and that one now it kicks out. So instead of just being this weird straight diagonal, this one actually kicks out a little bit, and then it's fully 3/8 inch thick. And I should get another one so they can line up, but it lines up like you don't actually have the gap between them when you line them up. So we have a new one that is same footprint as this, but all classic. So we'll have the same backfill. So if you have the Dungeon and Doom backfill, it works, and we'll sell that same backfill with it, and it looks a bit like that. Does that look like a diagonal wall to anybody? No. How about like that? Here. So it's something like row. I can't.
Row.
Yeah. Something like this. So it should be a fine addition to the lineup, and come like December or something, it'll be great to play it. It'll be in the classic Dungeon Mega, and as well as the Advance, and who knows where else. We also have Jay pulled out the last of the reserve. There was like 144 sets of the original KS1 diagonals that are coming in the shipment that will be in the restock. The last of the KS1 diagonals. So if you can't wait, you can get the original. If you can wait, these guys will be out tail end of the year, maybe the beginning of next year. We'll see how quickly it all gets done. So that guy is coming out, which is very exciting because that's turns out people like diagonals, right? We got this guy is and I don't have one here. The sides have been resculpted so that in Dungeon and Doom, instead of just having this sort of, I don't know, just slightly picked texture on the side, all of the ones in Dungeon and Doom actually have sculpted stones on the side. So we added sculpted stones, took the same sculpt, added sculpted stones to the side, threw an anchor magnet in it. Same thing with the backfill piece, which I don't have here. So this will be back in the rotation in Classic World. Here's another awesome one. I don't even have the right bars for it. This cool freestanding portcullis. So this was a cool portcullis, right? Because you could put it anywhere. It had the neat classic portcullis thing with the sharp bits, which where did I put it? I have one. It's not this. This is the Hellscape portcullis cast in like a weird soft silicone jelly.
Reminds me of the Razorbind tangle.
Yeah, it was a test for that material. That was the closest thing I could find. Well, I don't have the actual portcullis, but it's around here somewhere. So while this was a really neat piece, it had two problems. Well, one we didn't know about because it hadn't happened yet in the future. The insert that sat in it, the portcullis was designed for it, sat up here, so it was above the height of dungeons, which made it easier to pull out. But then you couldn't like stack on it. You couldn't. It stuck out and it didn't sit in as cleanly. So in the Dungeon of Doom, in that arch wall, we made the new portcullises have little notches on the side, and that would go all the way down and in. So this has been remastered to fit those, but more importantly, this thing isn't wide enough. I don't know if you can see. It's shy by like a lot, right? It's shy like 4 millimeters or something. You can see it in like a passage. You can see, like it's really short. Like it's annoyingly short, especially because you want to put it in like passageways. You want to put it in a doorway. You want to do a thing, and it was really short. So we've extended it, fixed the notch, and it has this cool new like little dragon face. We have this sculptor, Lisa Sell, has been working for us, who did a really neat little dragon on there. So that thing is going to be in the lineup. It's super exciting. We have. Everybody recognize this regular old plain wall? Nothing strange about this wall. Oh wait, it's a secret door. So we had this fun secret door, but it wasn't the secretest of secret doors, right? The second I put this thing down, my son sees it immediately. He's also pretty low to the table because he's short, but like, you can see the thing from a mile away. So Toby put on his geometry hat, and this is a mock-up he did in 3D. Realize if you put the pivot point off to the side, and then you curved the wall here, beveled the wall here, you get something that seals with much less of a gap. And then when it's actually sculpted. Oh, I should have downloaded the sculpted picture. Toby's been sculpting this thing, but maybe we'll show it next week. You can, with the actual, when there's actual sculpted grooves here, it should hopefully all disappear. So it should be a much more secret door in the works, rather than this guy, which has these huge gaps because the edges of the wall are just full on flat. So very excited to see the more secret door. Everybody's excited except for customer service because they'll get where's my secret door? And you're like, no, just press the back, it'll open up. That happens.
Don't they get that with the
yes,
one that slides out?
The corner one has like a ton of those complaints. It's like because it's so secret. So hopefully we can be.
I have one extra corner and no secret corner.
Yeah, no, it's there. Check the skew on the bottom. So finally, I think those are all the bits. The last piece we have is a new one. So one of the neat pieces. Do I have it right here?
We have an interesting request.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that the diagonal wall looks like it would be good to be magnetized, to put manacles on and stuff. Is that something we could do?
We could. It's going to raise the price.
Is it possible to get like a quote on how much it would increase it and see if like it feels worth it or not?
Yeah. Huh. I don't have that. Oh wait, this is the plastic. Well, I don't have the stairs down here. So we have a. Yeah, it's a good. Why is this one better than a regular wall? Just because it goes in a corner, ostensibly.
The diagonal?
Yeah.
They're just saying it looks like a really good wall to have manacles on. Is like specifically the question I saw.
Yeah.
But also like I don't know, yeah, having the ability to like put some accessories on a diagonal would be nice.
Diagonal. We don't have a magnetic diagonal wall. That's an interesting.
If you're doing a diagonal run, we have no way to put accessories on it.
Yeah.
As is.
Nice place to put a lever. Nice place to put. Yeah. Not nuts. That's a good question. So anyway, we have a stairs down floor, which I can't find offhand. Which it has some like stairs sort of carved in that go down. It has the illusion of going down, which it's a really useful. It was an original Kickstarter, original Dungeon Tiles, useful piece for here's the entrance to the next level or whatever. You're not actually doing multi-level building, but it's a good way to flat build whatever. So instead of remastering that piece, we're doing something like this. Look at that sculpting. That is some fine foam smithery if I've ever seen it. So this is the mock. And the idea is it's the same gag, right? Stairs descending down to the next level. But it is... did I glue it in? Oh, boy.
It's a trapdoor insert. Is what you're trying to say.
Oh. Yeah. So, just a little errant Gorilla Glue, overzealous. I appreciate the aggressive glues, so it's there's something to be said. So it's a trapdoor insert that sits in trapdoor floor, so you can pop it into your city builder trapdoor floors or your street trapdoor floors or any of your dungeon trapdoor floors or your cavern trapdoor floors. There's a gist here, right? Any trapdoor floor, large trapdoor floor, you can pop it in. So it's going to be a neat little piece that'll let you put stairs down in any trapdoor floor. So then it's we're getting even more. You're getting more utility out of the piece instead of just a baked into a floor. You'll get a trapdoor floor with one of these and be able to put this anywhere. So should be exciting.
We have a trapdoor insert pack.
Chuck put one together as one of the potential new sets.
If we don't have one, making that available in a trapdoor insert pack would be nice. Yeah,
and I think it's like 2 of these floors and then like 2 each of 5 different trapdoors or something. So you just get like a full bevy of trapdoors. Because there isn't a great way to get. Yeah, it's hard to collect them all. The Pokemon of trapdoors. So anyway, hopefully this is the only piece that's outstanding still. And I guess the secret door wall, the new one, which will look something like this, which Toby is sculpting as we speak. That should be done. It's probably already done today. I don't know. But so we're getting those. Those will get tooled up and start cast and whatever. I think the new sets will be at best tail end of this year, worst first Q1 of next year. But excited to finally have some reconfigured dungeon sets with all this stuff, and we have some couple of cool new packs like Trapdoor Variety Pack, an LED Variety Pack, advanced Dungeon Core packs. I don't know, a bunch of neat stuff in the works. Did I miss anything on that? Any questions on dungeons?
No, I think that's pretty thorough. People seem really excited about what we're doing with dungeons, so that's good.
I mean, it's not Cities and Dragons. It's not Caverns Deep and Dragons.
We're canceling the city's Kickstarter, and
Yes.
the Kickstarter's just gonna be for this dungeon rework.
It's 5 dungeon pieces in
Right.
high quantities.
Will the dungeon window wall return?
Nay, that thing is currently dead, as is the dungeon arrow slit wall. Both.
Are you going to restock the Vaulted Diagonal Wall pack along with these new core sets?
Maybe we will. We're going to make vaulted diagonals available. Whether or not it's in that existing pack or some sort of new pack remains to be seen. But yes, the diagonal wall will make its triumphant return. The closest we got was the KS1, those last 144 sets of the KS1 diagonals. But it will return. It's in the works.
If you're wondering when the stuff that you just saw will be coming, probably early next year.
Yeah, maybe if the stars all align, we'll have it at the tail end of this year. But I'm not making any bets because we also have Reliquaries is getting produced, and we're getting a jump on some of the city stuff. Plus whatever else the regular stuff we're reordering. There's a lot of stuff in the works, but we will get there.
So speaking of, we are currently figuring out our restocks through the rest of the end of the year. So I've been looking through the restock request channel, seeing like what the common stuff is, trying to keep a beat on like what sort of stuff we're missing. So if you haven't used the channel in a while, or if there's anything in particular that you notice, like, man, like I've been needing like this stuff for like a year or something, make sure you throw it in that channel on the Discord. So I've got a chance to look at it. I'm like trying to note it, and we do here. We have our Crystal Caverns. Yes, Crystal Caverns is a beast.
It's on the someday. Not sure how yet list. It's a prime candidate for the greatest hits Kickstarter, where we do Stairway to Violence and Pedestal of Pain and Crystal Caverns and whatever, right? Some sort of reprint, like a cool reprints are some of our favorite bits.
Yeah.
I
always miss the restock. Which day does it drop? We're looking at a restock in mid-April currently. It's going to be a really big one, with just like a ton of stuff in it, new hellscape, all that jazz. MacGuffin's pack, Golem Wall Disco. Oh yeah, the Golem Walls. People really
Golem
want
Walls.
Golem Walls.
Yep, they're coming out. We'll get there. It might take a little while to get those packs out, but it's in this dungeon reconfig list, high on that list.
So you're saying I shouldn't just spam Crystal Caverns? No, it's yeah. So as far as Crystal Caverns goes, it's something we definitely know, but it's something that needs work for us to get it back in the store. So it's one of those. It's like Burrows. It's one of those things that we want to get to, but we've got to get through some other stuff first.
Yep. We get there.
Yeah.
These are all testaments to why you should back a Dwarven Forge Kickstarter.
Yes.
It's your only chance. Sometimes it's like it's your only chance for years to get some of these sets.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Sometimes we can only guarantee it in a Kickstarter that we can do this casting run, we can get all this stuff, we can do all these things. After that, some of them become a lot more challenging, especially sets like that.
The mosaic floor. Asking like if the mosaic floor can be remastered. Is that that's an old like KS1 thing, right?
That 4x6.
Yeah.
We don't currently have plans to redo that floor. It needed an enormous amount of work, and it's an expensive piece to retool because it's big. It's 4x6. And we have the 4x4 floor from Dungeon of Doom, and
8x8 floor from Dungeon and Doom. Chuck has been lobbying for a plain like 4x4 dungeon floor, but it's not on the queue this second.
Can we knock out that elevation platform thing?
Oh yeah.
Just while we're talking about the floors.
Where the heck did I put it?
While you look for it, another thing I noticed, like looking through it, is like I'm glad we got the Underdoom core in, and that's been selling well. And then I realized we really don't have like any other Underdoom stuff in stock currently, so we are looking at like what we can try to get in stock there. I guess one thing I wanted to ask you guys, we had in our mind that like the trifecta pack would be a good thing to bring in. Does that seem, for those of you who have Cavern stuff in any of the paint schemes, does bringing the trifecta packs back seem like something you'd be interested in?
Yes. I mean, how do you not, like, it's the best mix of it's bread and butter and it's freestanding walls and it's negative space ledges. It's like three ways to build in one. Like, how do you not? Yeah. I love those trifectas.
Paul says yes. I think he just wants any Underdoom. People were asking about the Underdoom bank, so I do want to address this.
And Chris's point is it's a great way to get negative space in Underdoom and more just bread and butter building pieces all in one.
Yeah. Big thing with Underdoom banks, I was like, oh well, we did, because I realized the banks were only available in the full Underdoom encounter.
Yep.
Which means that we can't restock them in that encounter. And it's like, oh, well, can we just do the existing banks pack? And it turns out one of the banks has never been painted in Underdoom. So I thought it would be like such a easy slam dunk thing to do, but we actually would have to go through the process of getting them to do the I think it's the convex. It doesn't exist in Underdoom paint yet.
The emotional roller coaster of Chris,
excited.
Like, he's like, oh wait, the banks, we can do it. They already exist. Yes, it's a pack. Everybody's going. Wait. There's no concave. Wait, dude, no, it's got to be some. No, it's got to be in the. No, there's no concave. Seriously, is there no concave? Yeah.
I was like, how did we never do that? But we never did. So we have to go through the process of.
Well, and you need it. It's like if you've got that too, like there's no concave, like yeah.
So the trifecta pack would at least let us. Those ledges would work as banks for now, while we go through the process of getting a banks pack.
Well, really, what I want to do the large. If we're gonna do them, I want to do both, right? Do the full bank
banks and the regular stone banks.
Do the full bank experience because they're just so useful.
Yeah.
I've got the elevation platform here. I don't know if you can tell, but it's big, right? This is like here's a mini. It's like it's full 12 inches by 12 inches. And what's fun is so you take it at this level. So this is 38 millimeters high. It's the same height.
I've honestly never used one of these, I don't think.
Oh, it's so useful, right? So it's the same height as our basic elevation pieces, including the. Let me get the advanced there.
Is this just a prototype battle board?
No, but it was a similar thinking. It kind of got me there. All right, so it plays nice with all the stuff. It's got metal. Under here. So, you know what I actually do? Wait, do I have him here? Oh, yes. You get a kick out of this. I use it to store magnetic accessories, right? So it's like a because it's all magnets. So it's like it's super satisfying that way. But it lets the anchor magnet. So I have anything with an anchor magnet. Ugh. It's not the strongest grip because the floor is pretty thick, but it does give there's a little bit of a grip to the pieces because there's metal in there. Not as much as we wanted. The dream was it was like make it super sturdy, but mostly it just helps hold them in here if you have stuff on the inside. So this gets you elevation height. Yay, it's great. Then if you take the lid, you put the lid inside, ba-bonk. Now it gets you up such that you can you're now wall height. So if you want to build wall height to it, or if you actually here's the other way. If you're building walls down below, you can build the floor. If you have no lid, the floor lines up here really nicely. So you can then build, you sort of can do a continuous thing. Like if you had these walls going up, and then you can build out there, it goes to smooth. You put this on here if you want the full 2-inch height. So now your wall height, you can build up and around like that. Also, you can take the lid off. The lid has some really nice knotwork sculpting on it, and it's a unique 11 by 11. So it has these little sculpted sort of steps on the sides. So it becomes an 11 by 11 dais. It has a 12 by 12 footprint, but 11 by 11 squares in here. So you actually have one central square. We don't do anything in odd numbers, and this is an odd number, so it's kind of lively, and it's kind of neat. So you have basically you have two square feet of coverage there, and then you can also, like we were saying before, you flip this thing over, put your pieces in there, and then use it for storage. The lid, these have magnets here, boom, and those hold up nicely. You could also build this in line. Once again, the walls go up to here, so you could build in line or build elevation up to it or whatnot. So it's a lot of building possibilities with this thing, and I was kind of proud of the engineering of putting these things in. Like, this is early messing around with I don't know, trying to figure out fun modular stuff. This was a fun one. Also, it has a little a flat spot on the side here, so you can label. If you keep stuff in it, you can put a little label on there. So in this case, magnetic. I was keeping magnetic things in here until I realized I didn't need the lid because it was in a drawer. So now the lid is free and the rest of the stuff's in the drawer, stuck to it. Whatever. So that's the elevation platform. It's a pretty useful little beast.
Dragus is asking why you're showing this. Like, don't call it a comeback, or is it coming back? It's like, there's been somebody asking, is it Merc? There's been somebody asking to see this in action and see how it works for weeks.
Yeah, who was it? I hope they're here.
I think it was Merc.
Is it Merc? Well, oh, and the lid also has metal. This is outrageous. We went crazy. There's too much metal in this thing. It's yeah. So the lid has metal too, so you can use that for storing magnetic accessories or whatnot, or holding things upside down. There's crazy things you can do with that, but yeah. Neat, and they're in stock. I think we restocked them, so you can buy them.
Oh, they are in stock?
Yeah, I believe so. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If they're not, they're en route.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I guess in that case, it is coming back.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't do a great job of hyping them because they didn't exist. Like, it was this is the most expensive mold I think we've done. Previous to Wildlands, this is the most expensive mold we ever done because it's absolutely massive. I mean, it's literally 12 by 12. And so we didn't have it on hand before the Kickstarter, so it was really hard to. I had a plywood mock that I'd made, but we didn't actually have it. It was really hard to kind of show it off. So I don't think we ever really did a great job of showing why it's cool. But yeah, these things are. I use them a bunch if you need to do quick, fast elevation changes. I use them all the time for that. Often also just underneath the thing, right? So you can also do it more easily with stilts and terrain trays. But if it's visible and you want a thing that you can actually see, it's a great way to do stuff that you can actually see.
Yeah, so there's apparently hundreds in stock because we just restocked it, so that's good.
So there you go. Thanks for asking about it. That's why we're here. Thanks for remembering, Chris.
Yeah, I try to. There's a lot going on up here.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was the most expensive Wildlands mold? The Nexus, probably. What was the most expensive one?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I'd say probably either the Nexus, the Hummock, Titan's Tooth,
Vincura.
Could be Vincura.
It was really tricky. I don't know. That's a good question. None of them are as big as that elevation platform is just stupid. It's literally a foot by a foot, all solid.
We just had all those organic shapes and so many undercuts on the Wildlands pieces that make it way more expensive.
This was sizable but simple. Those are sliding crazy. Yeah.
The original Nexus, that would have been the most expensive.
Game-breakingly expensive. Yeah.
That 8 by 10 monstrosity.
It was closer to It's closer to like 10 by 12 or something. It's absurd.
Oh my
Like
God.
it is too
It would have
big.
been it would have been a build by itself.
Yeah,
Um,
I would
all
love to
right.
make that one day.
Let's. Did you decide what cities bean you wanted to show tonight?
Oh yeah, let's look at a couple of. Is Michelle
A
here?
couple.
Yeah, a couple things to look at. Might as
Can
well.
we ever expect a restock of the translucent caverns deep ice walls? Should we look into that? We're putting together the stuff we want to see, so
All right. So
I'll look into it.
we got. Oh, let's. We're getting close here. We're looking at some Michelle work tonight. So we should.
All right, we
get
physically
close.
have these. We have the trash.
Yeah. We gotta think of a better name because it's trash is really not the.
Everybody loves saying we have it. No, everybody loves calling it the trash.
Okay.
I got to hold these. They feel. Oh man, they're very cool.
Yeah, it's sort of like with a lot of Michelle stuff, like you kind of have to hold it to believe it. But
I feel like this is the closest thing we've had to the waterfalls for Cities 2 so far. It's like they've seen this in like every step of the phase so far.
well, let's see. Here's the wait. I've got the. I want to see the Genesis. These were early. First, it was this. Is this the ones right? Because this sits like. Yeah, I was. Anyway, where is this thing? I was trying to figure out.
For decades, Dwarven Forge has been creating the world's finest trash.
Trying to figure out ways that they they could sort of nook together in interesting ways. So this was an early footprint. Then that became, and there was a curved one that then died. Then those became sculpts in like 3D of like, hey, what are some shapes that make sense? Was kind of looking for ways to nook stuff together. Like you needed flat edges, and you needed some, like this had like a little beak that could sit in there and whatever. And then Michelle took it and ran with it and perfected it and turned it into this. So it's one side. Can you even see? Like we almost need more light. I guess you can see. One side is. Oh wait, is this?
It's coming through very clearly from what I'm seeing. Like you can make out all the knot work on the wood and.
So one side is all
look.
dilapidated. This side is all like beaten up. It's 3 inches. This side is all sort of beaten up and trashed, and this side is a little more pristine. So the idea is if you want to do like a warehouse or tavern, you can use this side out, and it looks like nice. If you want to do an alley, you do this side out, sturdy. If you want to make the big barricade to stop the the orcs or whatever, you put one forward, one backward, whatever. You can mix and match, whatever. So there's the big one and there's a little one, just dripping with detail at every corner. And then they nook together in just a ton of ways. You can slide these guys together, and they have. This guy has 2 pole accessory holes. Where did I just had like a table full of arbalists.
So you can put the heads on spikes.
Yeah, or you can
you
can weaponize it, right? If this wants to be like a fortified position, you can like put your arbalist there. You put your flag there to claim it in the name of France or whatever. Do I have a head? Put oh yeah, here's a head on.
Do we get the jumbo trash mimic? We make a large mimic that is this entire pile.
Yeah, you can put the head on the pike. Tell people stay away. Put your flag on here. It's so big you can't even see it on the camera. You can class it up with a little gargoyle if you want. It's gonna be awesome. And then you get a bunch of these in combination. You can just start to mix and match and make. It's gonna be such a useful toolbox of trash. And we have a third piece that she's working on right now. So that's this is super exciting. We'll show it to you painted in a few weeks, whatever. Probably when we do our cities deep dive in 3 weeks. Then I don't know if anybody's seen this. Yeah, these are castings of some new bar pieces. So let me get my.
Yeah, that's right. We're expanding everybody's most popular system, the bar counters.
So the existing system, we've got a 4-inch long piece, a curve, and a 2-inch straight. So we have a 3-inch one now, which is really nice. Works nicely with the cities stuff, right? Because it's sort of the back wall. Your city is 3 inches, and this one is. So what's clever is Michelle put she put hinges and knobs on the front here, so you could throw this against the wall in your house and make it a cupboard, or flip it around this way and it becomes just shelves, or put it out here and it's your bar counter. And we have a 2-inch. Wait, I take it back. This isn't 3 inches. This is 2 inches. What am I? So what the heck length is this? That's like, what is going on?
I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, that's 1.5 inches. I don't know. So we have a real 2 inches now. Which let's see if this where do those dungeons go?
DW is saying they like the dual use scenarios. The really cool thing about everything I've seen that the sculptor's been working on in Cities 2 so far is almost every piece has like a bunch of different uses.
You can stick it in your dungeon passage if you need. Well, we're trying to get as much. It turns out modular world. It's a thing. It's catching on. So you got a full 2-inch now. You got the corner, which has, look at all this delightful stuff on the inside.
Everybody's saying you have a measuring board literally in front of you that you can use to figure out how long these pieces are.
Guess what? Can I prove them wrong?
What does that mean?
What is this? How many inches long is this, according to the measuring board?
I think they were talking about the grid, like on the pieces.
No, they're talking about my mat. It's centimeters. Who has that? Apparently I do. So it's, well, because I know inches. Apparently I don't know inches because I thought it was 3. But so my theory was that it would be more useful to have a centimeter. So these are 2-centimeter squares, which are just shy of an inch. So it's like roughly 3/4 of an inch. But it's just more useful to have centimeters than inches. I have inches over there and I have centimeters over here. So metric for the win. So yeah, that's why it was confusing, because this is like 2.5 squares.
So that's 1 inch?
No, this is like 50. This is like 50 millimeters, which is 2 inches.
Okay.
So I could have done it, but I would have to do math, and it was just, it's easier to just say, hey, this is 3 inches.
So 1 1/4 square is an inch on this map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Of course, it's like keeps it simple. 25.4. That's all you need to know. So then we got the guy, which has a little keg inside, all these fun bits. Also, she left room in the shelves to put like any tiny treasures. I don't know if you know, Michelle likes to sculpt little tiny treasures, so there's going to be, you can throw some stuff on the shelves, whatnot. So anyway, so then we got a cool bar system. So then and it'll be painted in the same color scheme. Aaron did it? I think Aaron did them. Did some new did some painting in the artists. So we have, and I think this is the last one. One of these is resin. No, these are all the Dwarvenite. Too bad.
Merck's asking if the undercut is going to work on these, or if they'll have to be separate pieces and put together at the factory.
I think it's going to work. Michelle is an absolute wizard in terms of knowing. She makes molds, so she knows how to make stuff that's castable.
Yeah, well, it's literally was cast right here, so.
Yeah, but what you can do in a silicone mold and what you can do with a Dwarvenite mold are different. But yeah, no, there's a slight angle on the shelf so that you can draw. And I don't know. She knows her stuff. They will make them nice.
Michelle says that Aaron did paint them.
Yeah. By the way, I don't have. We'll show those when we have them when they're ready. But you can make a whole bar world. Like these is pretty exciting. Particularly the putting putting the handles and the hinges on this was just a little stroke of genius. It's those tiny little things. Like we agonize over these little details, but it's helpful then because you could do a bazillion things with it. All right, and then Michelle, can I show them that cool little diorama piece? If I have a slightly imperfect casting.
I feel like Michelle's gonna say yes to pretty much anything.
Yeah,
We'll
she always
see.
does. But I want to just sort of draw it out, make a little build.
I don't even know which piece you're talking about.
It's a piece that Jay got really excited about in the meeting today.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like 3 inches long for real, the diorama.
She says yes. We got clearance.
All right. So I don't know how well it's gonna read because it's white resin.
This is really cool. I am very excited about this piece actually.
Can I stop down even?
We have the picture. We could show the picture possibly. Yes, skip down as much as you can. There we go.
Yeah, and I could turn. I can see if this makes it. Does that help? Oh, so this is it's not doing it full justice because the bottom it's a little shy on the cast, but you're getting a first look. This is like really raw, uncut. Whatever. So this is a kitchen. This for real. I'm not kidding. This time is 3 inches, so it'll fit in your house here. And Michelle's just gone to town making like it's a full diorama, right? It's got everything as a cooking area over here with all these ingredients on the walls and utensils, and get this corner pushed out here. Plates and all the good dishes. There's a stove area over here, right, with the wood burning wood box in there and the chimney going up, the whole kit caboodle. Sausage. There was a whole debate on how big the sausages should be. There's like,
man, I have that debate every day.
Oh yeah, sausage and mango meat hanging from the walls, and I don't know, is that like a? Looks like someone's eating a bat. What is it? Oh, it's just a haunch of meat. And then the best bit over here is it's gonna be a little fireplace area. I don't know where there's a little fire for it, but there's gonna be an LED that kicks out from the battery and whatnot will be in here. LED will kick out to there and will illuminate that fire area. And that will have, which we haven't cast yet, has a little grate that goes on top that's removable. So you can put whatever you want on top of there, right? You could put anything from a full miniature to whatnot in there. There's also a little spit that's removable that you could then throw on your campfire or, wherever you want by your monster camp or whatnot. So you could use the spit or the grate or some combination of the two. And guess what what's great about the grate? It is the same size. It's a small trapdoor size. So we only have one small trapdoor in our lineups, this lattice trapdoor from the castles. So now we have a cool blackened steel grate. That's like a barbecue grate, or you can throw it on any of your trapdoors to make it like a dungeon portal or whatever, a drainage thing or whatever. So you're also going to get a cool trapdoor option out of this as well, and it's removable. So killer kitchen. Oh yeah, wait, the backside, because you got to have some detail too. Look at the backside. Oh, the camera.
Put it on the overhead. Just put it on the overhead.
That's amazing. I'll let that cool down. Oh man, that is just terrible. I don't know if this will read on the overhead because it's. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, can you imagine? So cool. It's literally just featureless white.
It's not reading at all.
The webcam is on strike. Anyway, let's go to the. That's just I'll go split. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This isn't reading because it's backlit. Well, there's two oven doors. Let's see if I can get this thing back on.
Hey, that's reading a lot better. From what I saw.
Come on, big money, big money, big money. No whammies. It's
Time.
a quick one before the.
Hey.
Wait. So that's two.
Goodness.
It's like two oven doors on the back, or they're ash clearingouts or whatever, or it could be like in a morgue situation, right? You could build a wall up around it and use it for bodies or a vault or entrance to a catacomb or whatever. I don't know. So, but it's cool, right? Michelle didn't just have a plain old back. She went the extra mile and put these awesome doors back there. So it's like there's something else so cool you can do with the backside of this thing. So this is going to be the awesome LED kitchen unit. So I can't wait till we have a clean cast. Miles literally just was like going to throw it out. So I'm like, no, I'll take it. I can figure. I'll do something with it. And so we'll have a clean cast. We'll have it painted. You can see it with all the pieces and whatever. But this is a first look at some magical tiny details for the city. Should be lively. I think that's all we got for City Beans.
Any plans for a separate range / stove also? Don't think so currently.
But you have like the ultimate kitchen of doom here. What more do you need?
It's everything you want.
It's a Viking range. It's a restaurant quality stove here. This is as good as it gets.
Finley's asking if we're getting amazing things like this to personalize all the rooms and buildings for the city. And I think the main thing is we're trying to basically make pieces like this that differentiate every district in the Kickstarter, more or less.
Yeah.
Stuff that will transform the bread and butter into like iconic locations, basically.
We're making as many cool things as we can make that are, the cool dressing and character building pieces that we can slug in wherever it makes sense. And we're trying to do two things. We're trying to do either things that you want in high multiples, right? Like you can use a whole bunch of these things to populate your warehouse or your alley or make barricades or whatever, or things that you're like, okay, I need one of those. Like it's not, most people aren't going to want 12 of these. Some people might, I might, but it's like, oh, either it's something that's a must-have one, I've got to have that, or I've got to have a lot of that. Those are kind of our driving principles behind a bunch of these pieces. So hopefully you'll like a bunch more of the stuff you see that get like that. Like, right, you need bar counters. I need a lot of these because you can also use them as cupboards and also use them as part of your barricade. Yeah. All right, we should call it before I start showing more things, before this camera gives out.
Okay. Let's see. Just making sure there's no questions you should address. One person was wondering. I think it was Merc. So somebody said that it'd be really cool to have a sculpt kind of like that. That would be like a pipe organ to put in a temple, or something.
Ooh.
Like a functioning pipe organ.
A functioning pipe organ. We got these.
Let's see.
We can't make it functioning, but
the city wall system on the radar. Probably. We're thinking about.
We have a little shop clutter going. We have a little. We have some stuff. We're not going. You can't do every possible thing that you would find in a city, but we're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing a bunch. We're doing a bunch of. I feel like focusing on greatest hits, and stuff that like a kitchen you need kind of everywhere, and a bar you kind of need everywhere. And awesome modular trash barricade / equipment you kind of need everywhere. So we're working on generally stuff that you're going to want in a lot of places. But
I think the guiding principles were, one, the responses to the survey asking what kind of buildings people would want to see, and two, like, what are the locations that always get used in adventures that you want to be able to like really build out.
Yep. And also, like, what are the fun... What are the exciting? What's kind of the new? What's some new territory to explore and whatever? Like, for instance, I don't think we're gonna do a bed. Right? We spent a lot of time talking about the bed in one of the dev meetings, and it was like, well, there already is one bed in our catalog. A bunch of other people make beds. It's not all that exciting in the grand scheme of things. There's not a ton of game use for it, and would we rather make? There's like a list of like 30 other things we'd kind of rather make instead of a bed. But it is like as a thing you kind of, you do need high multiples of, and you do kind of have all over the place and whatever. But
what if it's a 4-post bed that they can get on top of, provide elevation?
Yeah.
No. I
mean, we have one. I mean,
also, Kyle Newman just got here.
Hey. Hello, Kyle. we're just wrapping up. We talked about Mirror Escape earlier. Told people to go check it out. You guys can be at GaryCon and follow your page, which is up. Right, Kickstarter launches May 29th.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we need a diagonal vaulted bed.
Oh boy, that's the sign. That's when we've gone too far. Okay, that's the sign. It's time to call it a night. We will. We get what's happening on the Hobby Hang tomorrow.
Hobby Hang. I think I'm actually gonna be there, and I'm gonna paint some Wildlands stuff. I don't have any of the stuff that I want to do like alternate paint schemes for yet, but that'll be fun. But if you guys have any painting questions as you're all getting your Wildlands, I know people were getting their first Swamp Mega Pledges today, posting them on the Discord. So if you got any painting questions, that is the place to get answers as quickly as possible. Hamster loves answering those questions, and it's always just like a chill time. If you need people to keep you company and hold you accountable to work on your own minis, it's kind of been what it is just 2 hours out of the week to sit down and actually work on the crafts that you say you want to get around to.
Hobby it up. And then we'll be back. Wait, next week you're gone for Adepticon?
No. We're
okay.
on next week, and then you're gone the week after.
I'm gone.
At Adepticon the week after that.
Got it. I'm in spring break staycation the week after that, and then you're at Adepticon the week after that, but we'll do something crazy.
Yeah. We'll do something. We'll get somebody else to do the stream with you while I'm gone.
We'll get someone to do a Chris impersonation.
That's boring.
No? Okay. Fair. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll I don't know what we're doing next week, but it should be lively. And then we do the last Wednesday of every month we're doing Cities Deep Dive to get you geared up for our next Kickstarter launching conceptually in September. So we start getting the hype for that. So thanks everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you soon. And how do I turn this thing off? Wait. Where's my trackpad? Oh, I'm so good at tech. There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we still going?
No, we're live. We're live.
Oh, hey.
Normally you stop the stream, but now I have to figure out buttons. All right. Good night, part 3.